Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in this episode of Crypto Espresso, we will be breaking down everything that we discussed in the morning live stream, and the very first thing that we need to talk about is the fact that Bitcoin has had a pretty big drop over the last 2 days. A lot of people are freaking out saying, hey, Jebb, Bitcoin broke all-time high, rallied to $67,000, now it's pulling back. Should I be scared? The answer is obviously no. This is actually a very, very good thing for Bitcoin, and I'm going to show you exactly why in this video. We're going to be having a massive rally in the next month. We're going to be breaking all-time high, but first, we need to do a couple of things. This is going to be a great show. I think you're going to get a lot of value out of it. If you do, as always, consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. But without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. As you likely already know, Bitcoin has been correcting quite a bit. In fact, it's already down 8.7% from all-time high, pulling back as low as $61,000 this morning. But here's the deal. That is actually very, very common in cryptocurrency. Remember to the time when we broke $20,000, which is the most analogous period of history that we have to right now. We originally hit all-time high on November 25th. We almost got there on November 25th, and after November 25th, we had this little correction. You might look at that and say, oh, that's not that big of a correction, but if you measure this correction on November 25th, we actually pulled back 16.5%. That was the last time that we hit all-time high before we finally broke it. And on top of that, guys, not only did we immediately pull back 16.5%, we actually traded sideways for 21 days before we finally broke all-time high with some exuberance and started moving up. And then, by the way, from there, we traded sideways for another 7 days. So right now, when Bitcoin is correcting from all-time high, a lot of people are getting very scared, saying, hey, Jebb, is this over? Did we double top back here? Did we double top for 65,000? Is Bitcoin going to have a massive crash? Pause. I've witnessed Bitcoin break all-time high literally dozens of times at this point. Bitcoin breaking all-time high almost always looks like a double top at first. It almost always looks scary at first. Should you be fudding right now? No, you should not. What you should know is that if Bitcoin followed in its footsteps of 2020's all-time high breakout, Bitcoin could drop as low as $55,000, and Bitcoin could trade sideways below all-time high until November the 11th, and we would still be following in the exact same footsteps as the previous all-time high breakout. And by the way, if we did that, that would allow for this massively overextended rally to finally put the brakes on, cool off for a little bit, and everybody gear up and get ready for a new all-time high breach. Should we be freaking out? No. With that said, let's look at a couple of technical indicators, because there are a few other things that people are worried about. Number one, there's a bearish MACD cross coming in on the daily chart. Lots of people very scared of this. Should I be worried that there's a bearish MACD cross coming in? Well, let's look at the history. On November 25th, when Bitcoin hit all-time high, $20,000, before we broke it, guess what happened? We had a bearish MACD cross that day. Then we were bearish for 3 weeks below all-time high, and then we had a bullish cross once we finally broke it again. Something very similar might be happening right now. In the next couple of days, maybe we do have a bearish MACD cross. Maybe we move to the downside on MACD for 2 weeks. Then maybe we have a bullish MACD cross and Bitcoin breaks all-time high and rallies to the upside. That would follow in the exact same footsteps as prior rallies. And on top of that, guys, some people are worried about, like, the Lux Oscillator, for example. Lux Oscillator is having a little bit of a movement to the downside. By the way, you can get access to Lux Oscillator with the link in the description box down below. We actually saw a red dot on the Lux Oscillator before, and we had a correction. Then we started moving to the upside. A lot of times, bearish signals will flash on this daily chart that might scare you if you don't have context. But remember, guys, when in doubt, zoom out. The last thing I'll show you here to kind of instill some confidence in you is that Bitcoin is in a very long ascending triangle pattern. In fact, it's been in one for almost 2 years now. Remember, there is a flat level of resistance at 65,000. There's an uptrending level of support right here that we have touched 4 times, once, twice, 3 times, a 4th time. What do ascending triangle patterns do, guys? They break bullish. They almost always break bullish, and when they do, they end up breaking bullish quite a long ways. Our price targets, as we've talked about, are anywhere between $75,000 and $232,000. There are so many reasons to believe, fundamentally, technically, and based on on-chain metrics and retail investor sentiment, that Bitcoin's going to have a major breakout. So I encourage you, don't freak out. In keeping with this ascending triangle pattern, Bitcoin could theoretically pull as low as $50,000, maybe even $45,000 before bouncing, rallying, and breaking all-time high, and we would still be very, very bullish. So here's what you should take away from this. If you're thinking about selling your Bitcoin, if you're thinking about fudding out, if you're thinking about, oh man, I've already made some money, I'm going to just sell it, I'm going to break even because I bought at the previous all-time high. Pause. Ask yourself this question. In 20 years, will you be happy that you sold right now? In 20 years, you'll probably be happy that you kept the Bitcoin and you held it and that you maintained it. I'm not your financial advisor. I encourage you to get a financial advisor. I'm just giving you my opinion. My opinion is be careful about fudding out of the market just because we had a day or two of bearish candlesticks. If this was helpful, tell me in the comment section down below, because I know a lot of people that are newer to cryptocurrency can get freaked out when they've been here through this. I've been in the cryptocurrency space for nearly 5 years now. I've witnessed this happen over and over and over again, and I see the same thing happen to people that are new to crypto every single time. I don't want that to happen to you because we want you to become financially free. That's why we do what we do. If you want more content, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Anyway, guys, that's all I got for you today. Before I go, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.